The Republican philosophy, when government takes too much money from the people, is to give it back in the form of tax relief. In our view, it's never the government's money, it's the people's money. So, we are proposing yet another tax cut because we believe people spend their money better than government does. First, I'll go over the proposed tax cuts to the personal income tax. We propose reducing the personal income tax rate from 5.25% today to 4.99% and increasing the zero tax bracket from $21,500 to $25,500. We also propose increasing the child tax deduction across the board by $500. That deduction is income-based, so a family earning less than $40,000 per year would receive a $3,000 deduction per child, and the amount decreases higher up the income chain until it reaches zero for a family earning more than $140,000. What does this mean for regular taxpayers? Here are a few examples. Every family's tax situation is a little different, so I'll just use a standard family of 4 for each of these examples, and with 2 children. A family earning about $38,000 would see their income tax decline by a full 50%. So 50% tax reduction if you earn around $38,000 and have 2 children. A family earning the median household income, which is about $54,000, would see their income tax decline by 21%. And a family earning 4 times the median income, so about $218,000, would see a more modest 6.9% decline. Opponents of tax cuts usually try to paint every proposal, regardless of the details, as some sort of tax giveaway to the rich. As you can see from these examples, that claim would be a false narrative under this plan. Over the next 2 years, the value of this tax cut to families in North Carolina is more than $2.1 billion. Again, that's not the government's money. That's money they earned. See, that is a sound of agreement right there. That's what that means. We agree. Do it. Again, that's not the government's money. That's money that North Carolinians earned and that they will keep, which, by the way, makes it the very best stimulus in the world. I mean, when a North Carolinian can keep his or her own money and spend it as they see fit, that's a much more efficient way to stimulate our economy than having multiple tax dollars go to our federal government, lose value in the waste heat of the government bureaucracy, only for a fraction of those dollars to be returned to taxpayers with borrowed money. That's not a sustainable stimulus, but allowing North Carolinians to keep their own money is the best form of stimulus our economy could have. But now I'll discuss the business-related parts of this proposal. We're providing an additional round of business recovery grants with the award capped at $18,750. So businesses in North Carolina who received assistance from any of the following programs will automatically receive a grant. That's COVID-19 Job Retention Program, Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance, Paycheck Protection Program, Restaurant Revitalization Fund, Shuttered Venue Operators Grant Program. So if you, as a business, a small business in North Carolina, qualified for any of those grants or loans, you will be automatically qualified in the grant program that I'm describing here today. And finally, we're proposing to gradually phase out the corporate income tax. We're joining other states like Texas, Nevada, and Washington that have no corporate income tax. The legislature brought North Carolina corporate income tax from one of the highest in the country to the lowest. And that's excluding just the states with a 0% corporate income tax. We have the lowest corporate tax of those who tax corporations. And the result has been a jobs boom. There's a reason major companies are moving to North Carolina, and favorable business climate involves a host of factors, but tax structure is at the top of those factors. We propose to reduce the corporate income tax rate by 0.5% per year beginning in 2024 until it reaches 0%, which would be 2028. And I'll close with just a few numbers for your consideration. Over the past several years, the value of the personal income tax reduction, over the next several years, the value of the personal income tax reduction is over $1 billion per year, while the corporate income tax changes are less than half that, less than $500 million in each of the first 3 years. The state collects less than $1 billion from the corporate income tax, so personal reductions will far outweigh the corporate tax changes proposed in this bill. And opponents of any tax cut like to falsely allege that we've somehow shortchanged education investments in favor of tax cuts. Let's be clear. Republicans have increased state-funded per-pupil spending by 39% over the past 10 years, and we expect that trend to continue. Responsible budgeting means we're not wasteful, and we leave room for important priorities like education. It's not an either-or proposition. We've cut taxes for the last 10 years, 8 to 10 years, while simultaneously investing record amounts in our education system, and this proposal is no different.